Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, I actually didn't think I was gonna have the time to film a vlog cleaning here because I have my coffee out here and it is sweating. So I need to, I brought this paper towel out so I could clean it. I didn't actually think that I was gonna have time to film a vlog today, let alone any other videos. And because I had a hair appointment and then we had to run some errands today. And then we are going to this hot air balloon festival tonight. Alex's brother, Juan Carlos, Fufu, he flies in tonight at about 6:30, and then he and his mom, Alex's mom, are going to meet us it's at the Marion County Fairgrounds. And they're gonna meet us there. And then Sarah, Alex's best friend, is going with her mom, and then Alex and I are going, and Sarah invited some other people, and then Carlos and Liliana, Alex's, my brother and sister-in-law, and the kids, they're coming. I may film some of it and put it up on my Peter Does Stuff channel, depending kind of like on, you know, what it looks like and how cool it is. Apparently it's, all of the hot air balloons are just like tethered. They're not like, they don't fly off. But at like 9 o'clock, they do some like laser show or light show or something where they all like, it's like synchronized, or I don't know, it's supposed to like to music or something. It's supposed to be very cool. The tickets are kind of expensive to it. It's like $20 before you go, and it's like $30 at the door, and then you can't take any food in because it's like concessions and stuff like that, which I'm kind of excited about because I'm like, okay, I can finally get my funnel cake. I didn't realize, I thought the state fair had already closed down, but apparently the state fair is going through this weekend. Tomorrow I think is the last day. So anyway, I didn't think that I was going to get a chance to vlog today, but we got home at about 2:30, something like that. Well, Alex wanted to go get something to eat. I was not hungry, so he ran to Chipotle. And while he was gone, I filmed a drama video really quick so that he could then watch TV. He's in there watching Dynasty right now. And then I filmed my drama video really quick, and then I got that uploaded. And then I was talking to my neighbor next door. She was telling me about all kinds of stuff. And that they're gonna do. So apparently they're keeping the pool open till the 17th, okay? And then once the pool closes down, they're gonna do like a special pool day and all this kind of stuff, which I'm really excited about. So anyway, she was telling me all about that, and then I found out today through some friends that the service for my sponsor is on Friday. And so Alex and I were planning on, like, we were still like up in the air about whether or not we were going to go out of town from like Thursday to Saturday or something like that. And I said, I really want to go to the service. This is important for me. I said, can you just take off Thursday for work? 'Cause that's our anniversary. So he's going to take off Thursday, and we're going to just do like a pool day, go get brunch, maybe go out to dinner somewhere nice that night, and just have like a, you know, a romantic day together, the two of us. And then in a couple weeks, we're going to go out of town for like 2 or 3 days. That way I can go to the service on Friday. And I was talking to a friend of mine about what happened, because I didn't really know the full extent of what had happened. And I guess a lot of people don't know. And so it's really sad. Anyway, he had rheumatoid arthritis, and he had that for, I mean, he's had it since before he sponsored me. Really, really bad rheumatoid arthritis. But like I would say, in the last couple years, he was having a hard time walking and things like that. And I hadn't actually seen him in a while. And so she was telling me, like, you know, she was like, it was getting really, really bad, and people were wanting to take him to the doctor, and he wasn't wanting to go to the doctor, and all this kind of stuff. And so he had like missed a day of like people seeing him. He was very, very active in recovery, very, very active in recovery. And so people saw him all day long, like I mean, he saw tons of people. He went to a lot of meetings. He was very active. And so, like, a day had gone by, like a day and a half, and nobody had seen him and nobody had heard from him. And so people started to get worried. And so her boyfriend actually went over there, and he had fallen trying to get out of bed. And so, like, she said his phone was in his pocket, and she doesn't know if he couldn't reach it or what was going on. But at that point, he had, like, broken, like, his femur and something else, and he was unconscious. And he also had, he was, like, dehydrated, and he also had pneumonia. So obviously they admitted him to the hospital, and he really never came back around. And so she was talking about how she really felt like he was ready to go, you know, and she was saying that he would say things to her like, and I remember him saying things like this to me back in the day, and he was just so sarcastic that sometimes I thought he was joking. But, you know, he'd say, I've lived a good life, I just sometimes wish I wouldn't wake up tomorrow, you know, and this would just be how it ends. And I don't know, makes me sad. He was a good guy. So I was trying to get a hold of people that don't know, like friends of mine that live out of state that were really close with him, and let them know what's going on, and with the service and all of that kind of stuff. So that's been kind of my day today. Last night, Alex came home, and he brought me he went out to have drinks. It just got really bright. He went out and had drinks with his mom at this place called 1933, which is like this steakhouse in Fishers. It's really nice. And so he was like, oh, I talked about this last night. He was like, do you want anything? And I was like, yeah, this or that. And he brought me home mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese. And let me just tell you, like, I don't really feel like anybody can go wrong with macaroni and cheese. Like, I don't love my grandma's macaroni and cheese, but I'll still eat it, if that makes sense, if somebody makes it like that. But there's not really any macaroni and cheese that I don't like. And it was good. It was really good. But these mashed potatoes were, like, perfect. I mean, they were, like, absolutely perfect. They were, like, salted perfectly, and they had, like, some of, like, the skins in them. They were so good. And I sat there and I watched that America's Choice, or whatever it's called, that game show on Game Show Network. I watched that, and I ate. And then Alex was laying down in bed, and he was watching, like, TikToks and stuff. So I said, well, I'm going to lay down for a little bit. So I took a nap for like an hour and a half, and then I got up, and I was like, I'm going to watch the last 2 episodes of Pretty Little Liars, and he still had 3 episodes to watch. So I came out here, he was like, I'm going to watch 1 episode, then I'm going to go to bed. He was like really, really tired yesterday. And so he was like, I'm going to watch 1 episode, and then I'm going to go to bed. And I said, okay. So I watched the 9th episode, and then I was on the 10th episode, and I went upstairs, and I said, what are you doing? And he was like, well, I think I'm going to watch all of them now, and something. I said, okay. So I was kind of like waiting so we could watch the last one together, although he was watching them on his computer, so it's kind of hard for 2 people to watch a show on a computer, you know? And I actually was watching, I mean, I talk about it in my drama channel. Sometimes I like, if I talk about something in my drama channel, like I don't talk about it over here at all, like it doesn't exist. But so Deaf Noodles was doing his comedy roast, and somebody tagged me on it, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch some of this. So I watched some of that while I was sitting out here, and you can hear what I have to say about that in my drama video today, because that's what my drama video is about. But I watched probably about half of that, and then the tail end of it. And then I was like, a lot of people were commenting on social media about it afterwards. And so I was like looking and seeing what people were saying. There was like this, hey,
how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Okay.
There was like, that's a standard poodle, that's so pretty. I actually think it might be like, I'm gonna pull you guys a little bit closer. I actually think it might be like kind of a puppy, because it just looks puppyish in the face, you know? But there was like this Discord that was going on, and people were like talking about it, and I just kind of like went in there for a second, and I was just like listening, and then all of a sudden somebody was like, Peter Monn is in here. And I was like, oh no, don't bring me into this. So I like got out real quick. And then I came back in again because I wanted to hear if like anything had changed. And it's like one of those like Twitter live things. I don't really know how that works, but so, and then I watched the 10th episode. I'm telling you right now, like, I put on Twitter last night, like, Pretty Little Liars Original Sin was so good. And it really was. Like, I was blown away. I thought it was so good up to the till the very last second. It had such a horror movie quality to it. Like, I thought it was really scary. Like, there were periods of it, like, I told Alex, like, I watched that 9th episode, and I was like, I was really scared. Like, I thought it was really scary. And, I thought it was really well done. I loved that it wasn't just this cast of like these teenagers, that it was also, it played off of like their mothers when their mothers were teenagers, and like, so it just was done really well. And I did not figure out the mystery up till the very end. I mean, there were a couple mysteries that you had to kind of figure out. And it was funny because afterwards, so Alex watched the whole thing and then we were talking about it. And he was like, did you see this coming? And I was like, no, I didn't see that coming at all. There were a couple things. And I thought it was done really, really well. Like, I did not see a lot of the mysteries that were coming. Like, I didn't see them coming, you know? So I thought it was really well written. I thought the girls that played the actresses in it were fantastic. I thought the women that played the mothers in it were fantastic. I just thought the whole thing was really well done. I mean, it's cheesy, you know, and there are some, I won't ruin it for you if you're an original Pretty Little Liars fan, but Alex even paused like the 10th episode because they reference something from the original Pretty Little Liars. They also reference other TV shows, like, just, it's corny. Like, at one point they say, this is not going to spoil it for anybody, but like they're in another town, and she says, one of the actresses says something about like, well, the next town over, Riverdale, which is the TV show, you know, Riverdale. And so like they kind of like do references like that to other TV shows, but it's cute the way that they do it. I like that. I love that whole kind of like, it's like Becky Albertalli with her whole like Creekside, is that Creekwood universe, like her Simon verse, where, you know, like Leah was like best friends with Simon, and then Leah had her own book, and then people that know Simon, and then like the upside of everything, or whatever that book was called, which I loved. Like, Simon's really good friends with the main character, and like he makes a cameo appearance by calling her on the phone or something. Like, I love when authors do that. I love when TV shows do that. I just think it's cute. Like when there's crossovers, I think it's cute. Because what I think it says is, we love our fans enough, and we appreciate our fans enough to play into the kind of fantasy of these worlds and what they create and all that kind of stuff. And isn't that what we love about TV shows and books and stuff, is these worlds they create that we can escape into, you know? I think so. So yeah, so that's that, and then I watered my plants last night. They don't look like they're doing any better today, especially my fern. I think my fern, it might be done for the year. I'm a little worried about it. I thought I would wake up today, because the last time I, watered it, it was like, woo, like it like was like bouncing and behaving, like that shampoo commercial, but it's still kind of, it's like sagging. It's like this. And what's so funny is the two ferns that I have on my back patio, we have like literally I have not sat on the back patio one time this entire summer. It's kind of sad that the summer is over and I haven't sat out there. I mean, I've never put the cushions up. I think I put the cushions up one day to do a video out there, and other than that, I've never put the cushions up out there. I don't know if Alex has. I don't think he has. But we haven't sat out there. I haven't even cleaned the glass table for this summer. I haven't like cleaned anything out there to like sit out there or have anything going on out there. And, but I bought these two ferns and I put them on the back patio, and the two ferns they're just sitting there. They've just been sitting there the whole summer. I haven't even watered them. Like, they've just sat there. I think maybe I watered them like twice or something at the beginning of the summer, but they've just been sitting there. And just because of like the rain, and I think because they're also like in a really good, like they get like low light, but they're like in the shade as well. They're like kind of thriving. It's weird. Like, I took Boo out there earlier and I was like, those are kind of thriving. And these plants right here, these and these are kind of dead. And so I was like, well, maybe I should get rid of these and bring out my ferns and put my ferns out here. for the rest of the summer or fall, you know, whatever. I think maybe when we get into September, if they're still doing well, I will do that, because, you know, ferns can last through September into kind of October. Although I'm kind of, to be honest with you, like if the weather's going to turn, I'm ready to, like, start getting cooler. I'm ready to get some mums. I mean, I don't want to get mums and go to the pool, but I'm ready to get some mums. I've already been lighting like the fall and winter candles inside. And it was so funny because the other day I lit like 4 or 5 candles, and they were all like the perfect Christmas, you know, like those kind of candles, toasted marshmallow. And Alex came inside and he was like, it smells so good in here. He usually doesn't like those kind of candles. So I'd love to go to Bath and Body Works. Yeah, I'd love to go to Bath and Body Works and buy some of the Halloween candles, because I know that they have all their Halloween candles out. Sarah likes Bath and Body Works. Maybe I'll see if she wants to go there sometime this week. That's another video that I can do too, because I can show like a Bath and Body Works haul. People always kind of seem to enjoy those videos. So my plan for today is to vlog, and then when I get done vlogging, render my vlog, get my drama video done, and I'm doing a load of laundry right now. Finish my load, put my load of laundry in the dryer, so that stuff will be dry. So I have something. I'm just going to dress comfy tonight. I don't even think I'm going to do my hair. I may just wear a hat to this thing, because this thing's real casual. And then, because I think I'm going to wear like blue shorts and like a blue t-shirt and just like a baseball, like a trucker hat. But anyway, I'm hoping to lay down for a little bit. I'm hoping to lay down from like 5 to 6, and then at 6 o'clock, like take a shower and get ready, and we're gonna leave here about 6:30. So actually, I got a lot done today, and I didn't expect to. So, oh, the other thing was, gosh, last night I lay down and I went to bed. I can't remember what time it was. Well, I got into bed at about 2:45. And that was when Alex was finishing the show, and then when he stopped, we were talking about it for a little bit. And I looked at the clock, and it was right before 4, and I was showing him all the movies that I had bought, like, on iTunes. And I actually, last night, just bought a new movie. I bought Arsenic and Old Lace with Cary Grant, because I loved that. Well, I was showing him Sorry, Wrong Number, because I love that movie so much, and I bought it, and I have that in my library. So I was like, well, maybe we could watch this movie sometime, because I showed him a couple Alfred Hitchcock movies. He's seen The Birds. We watched Rear Window. He really liked Rear Window. The Man Who Knew Too Much. He really liked The Man Who Knew Too Much. So I was like, well, I love Sorry, Wrong Number. It's not an Alfred Hitchcock movie, but it's with Barbara Stanwyck. And she's like in bed, and she can't leave. And so it's like she overhears this plan for a murder. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's fantastic. There's been a remake of it, but it's so corny. I will tell you what is really funny, though, is that if you get on YouTube and you look up Sorry, Wrong Number, what comes up is like community theaters that have redone this play. It's by Lucille Fletcher, because I used to always look, because I loved it so much, I looked up everything by her. And I actually have an old vintage book that I bought, and it was called, like, I think I bought it on like eBay or something years and years ago. And it was called something like $64 to Stanford or something like that. It was by Lucille Fletcher, who wrote Sorry, Wrong Number. But anyway, so if you look it up on YouTube, there's all these like community theaters that have like done this play, and it's like a one-person play, like it's just her in the bed. It's really cute, because it's like it'll be like so-and-so community theater, and then it's like with so-and-so in it. And anyway, I think the original person was, because I have the tape too, my mom and I back in the day, we used to listen to those old-timey radio tapes. I loved it, like The Shadow, Only the Shadow Knows, and Fibber, McGee and Molly, and who were the other ones? Like George Burns and things like that. But I had Sorry, Wrong Number by Agnes Moorehead, I think is who did it. And so I had the actual, it was like every Sunday you would listen, and it was like a major like movie that was in the movie theater, but they would do it like as a play, like I think it was on Suspense or something like that. But anyway, so I was showing those to him, and then I was like, well, I'm going to start watching something while I fall asleep, because I like to fall asleep to watching something, and he hates that. but I was watching Poltergeist 3. You guys, that movie is so bad. I don't know why I bought it, but there's something about it that I remembered. That it takes place in Chicago, and it has that little girl in it that had the tragic ending, and Laura Flynn Boyle, is it Laura? Is it Laura that was in Twin Peaks? Laura Flynn Boyle. Anyway, I was like, how do I know her? And then I Google searched the cast. Tom Skerritt is in it. Nancy Allen. Do you guys remember her from that movie Blow Up with John Travolta? Oh my God. In Dress to Kill. She was in Dress to Kill. Wonder what happened to her. And so anyway, I started watching that, and I was like, I need to go to bed. So at about 4:15, I was like, I turned off everything and I went to bed. I literally tossed and turned until 6 o'clock, and then I was like, I've got it. I'm going to go downstairs and eat something. Maybe if I eat something, that'll help me. And I had like 2 pieces of like cheese and like flat cheese, Havarti cheese. And then I had like a whole crumble cookie. I couldn't even believe it. Sitting there watching some drag pageant and Miss Continental Plus from 2005 on Kalani Productions. And I was like wide awake. I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm wide awake and it's 5:30 in the morning. And so I went upstairs and I was like, you've got to just lay here until you fall asleep. I could not fall asleep. I looked at the clock. The last time I looked at the clock, it was like 10 after 7. And we had to be up at 11 today. We ended up sleeping till like 12, and it was really pushing it because Alex was like, we have got to go, and like now. And so, but, or what time did we get up? Maybe it wasn't 12, maybe it was like, but we pushed it, like we really pushed it till the very last minute to get some stuff done. So I was so tired this morning when I woke up. I was just like, I don't want to do anything. Now I'm fine. I think if I got a little bit of a nap, you know, if I got like a half an hour nap, I think I'd be much better. Sometimes when I take a little bit of a nap though, like that, like if I get like a 2 or 3 hour nap, like I feel really rested, which is part of the problem because I take a nap and then like I'm like wide awake for the rest of the night. But sometimes, like I think actually I would probably work really well if I like took a 3 hour nap, then got up and like did stuff for like 6 or 7 hours, took a 3 hour nap, did stuff for 6 or 7. I think if I lived my life like that, like I would be really effective. But, I mean, that's not really, you know, conducive to how the rest of the world is. So anyway, what was I going to say? But sometimes, oh, I know. Sometimes when I take like a short nap like that, like it makes it like so much worse for me. Like then I wake up and I'm like, God, now I'm really dragging. Like it's almost better that I don't take a nap at all. Like if I can't get like a solid hour in, it's almost like better that I don't take a nap at all. So. Kind of cloudy day. It would be great if this day, I mean, it's not super hot, so that's nice. But for going to this, what do you call it? Hot air balloon festival, it would be nice if it was, there is a kind of a breeze going through the air, which is nice. But it would be kind of nice if it was a little sunnier or clear. Although when we were coming back from my hair appointment, it was pouring down rain. I was sitting in there and she was like, is that thunder? And I go, no, it was sunny outside. In fact, we passed this like neighborhood pool, and I think it was like this neighborhood pool that I feel like one of my mom's friends that she used to play tennis with, I feel like they lived in that neighborhood, and I went to that pool like once or twice with her daughter when I was growing up because it looks so familiar to me. Every time I passed it, I like have this memory of going to that pool. And it was packed. I mean, there were all these kids out there that were like, there was like a line for the diving board. It was so cute. And there was all these people jumping in and lifeguards and everything. And then out front they were having a lemonade stand, or lemonade, there was a lemonade stand where they were raising money. It was like high school kids, and they were raising money for Riley Children's Hospital, which is in Indianapolis. It's downtown. And we actually turned and we went past another, like a park, like a city park in this, like the same neighborhood, and they were raising money there for Riley Children's Hospital as well. So it was like all this activity was going on when we were going to my hair appointment, because my hair appointment was in Carmel. And then I mean, there was not a cloud. I didn't, there was like spotty clouds, but I was going to say there wasn't a cloud in the sky. There were clouds, but it was spotty. It was mostly sunny. It was a nice day. And then we come out of the hair appointment and it's like pouring. I mean, it had poured down rain, like poured. Like the parking lot was like drenched wet. I love just sitting out here sometimes and just like listening to the birds and I think for this fall, well, for Halloween, I want to get some vintage decorations, and I've actually looked them up. First of all, can we just talk about what do you think about my haircut? I looked them up on Amazon, and there's quite a few of them. It's a brand, and it starts with B. It's like Beeland or something like that. And they have like the skeletons, you know, that like have the, you can move them and pose them different ways. And then they have like the witchy poos. And then they have like the black cats. Oh, you guys. Oh, shoot. I don't have my phone out here because I'm uploading that video, or I would show you. So, two things. Well, anyway, there's all these decorations that you can get. They're super cheap, you guys. Super, super cheap. And, I mean, they're cheaply made. They're like, you know, cardboard probably. But I was like, that would be great. And then we can put like the scarecrow on the door, or a scarecrow. We can put like the skeleton on the door. And then like the witchy poo like right here. And then I have that, like, remember that, bright orange, wreath? I forgot about that till right now. I can put that over there, and then I can get some mums. I can get, like, 4 mums, and that will be beautiful for out here. And then I can get some, oh, maybe I'll get, like, orange and white gingham checked, because I wanted to do that for the summer, and I didn't do this, but I wanted to get yellow and white. Maybe I'll get orange and white checked pillow covers for these pillows. Do you guys see these pillows? Those are the ones that I ended up getting because they kind of match the doormat a little bit, but they don't really at all because the doormat says Ola on it and it doesn't match it at all. Do you want to see our doormat? So anyway, I'm going to get something like really fallish. What was I just going to tell you, and then now I forgot. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Okay. So 2 things. When I'm sitting out here watching TV, the first thing is this little guy comes to visit me almost like every single night. Okay. And, oh, the wasp was out last night. I couldn't, or was it the night before? Well, it was either last night or the night before, but it was out late at night. I could hear it at first. And I was like, what is buzzing? And then I like looked down and I saw it. And I was like, that is so weird that that wasp is like here at night, right? Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is, I'm like sitting here because I put my iPad right here. And so I'm sitting here and it always catches the corner of my eye and I look and it freaks me out because I think there's somebody standing there. And it's this bunny rabbit. And he comes like, I don't know, he or she. He comes like every single night. It's the cutest thing, you guys. Like he comes over and he hops just like one little square. And then he gets like in our walkway, like where like the grass, like all the weeds are that I need to pull that I haven't. And he sits over there and he eats for like a half an hour, 15 minutes to half an hour. And he sits over there and then he like just stands and stares and looks at me. And then he like hops over and then all of a sudden he's gone. And it's like that. It's like, but he's so cute. And he like keeps me, and I'm like, hi, Mr. Bunny. And sometimes he'll start coming a little bit close to me. The other thing, and this is the weirdest thing, and this happens probably, I wouldn't say, it doesn't happen as much as the bunny, but it happens enough. And I don't know whose cat it is. You know, y'all know I don't love cats. But there's this black and white cat that comes and like, and Alex last night, because I texted him, I was like, I am not down with all this. And he's like, black cats mean good luck. There's this black cat and he comes from nowhere, like out this way. And then he stops like right on our walkway and he turns and he looks at me. Okay, when I have my phone next, I'll show you guys the picture. He turns and he looks at me. And then last night he went into my hostas, or our hostas, and he was like digging in there. And then I don't know if there were mice in there or something like that, but he was digging in the hostas and then he went out and he was on the sidewalk and he was literally like 10 feet from me, 10 or 15 feet. And he like turned and he looked at me and I took a picture of him last night. I mean, it's so clear because he just stopped and looked at me and then he went on his merry little way. And then right after that, I went upstairs and I was like, Alex, like this, I was telling him, because I texted him and that was when he was watching like the final episode. And so he was like, oh, black cats mean luck and good luck. He was like, people, it stopped. He was like, people turned it into meaning bad luck, but it really means good luck and blah, 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 whatever. And so he was like, well, can you take Boo Radley out since you're up here and you're done watching your show? So I took Boo Radley out, and Boo Radley was like smelling all over the place where the cat was. I'm like, he must smell that cat like crazy out here. So anyway, that was the excitement of the cat last night. Interestingly enough, the cat and the bunny never show up on the same nights. Do you think this is like Harry Potter? Oh my god. Do you think this is like Harry Potter and the cat and the... Well, that's not like really like Harry Potter, but like in a witch world, you know? I can't remember what the books were that I read, but it was Magical Midlife Crisis, I think is what it was called. I really liked them. I have like 3 or 4 of them left in the series to catch up. I haven't read them because I haven't. But it's by something Keane, Keane. I loved them, and because they were just really quick reads. And it was about this woman, and she like went through this divorce, and her son was in college. So remember me talking about these? And so her friend was like, well, my aunt needs somebody to manage her house or whatever out in the middle of nowhere. So why don't you go do it? And she goes and does it. And then she finds out that she's got like witchy powers. Do you remember this? And like there's people like, the people that like she meets are like a witch, a gargoyle, a shapeshifter, all that kind of stuff. And they all like shape into animals and stuff. Do you think that's what's going on? I did think that last night when the cat came and it was like staring me down. I was like, what's going on here? Is this like otherworldly? Like, is this like spirits from the other world visiting me in like animal form? Is this like, are they like gargoyles? Gargoyles! Ouija board! She's not a Christian. I was like, what is going on here? This is like freaking me out so bad. Bunny rabbits and cats, and there's all kinds of animals that come along and just kind of visit me right here. Squirrels and birds. And I do think like we have 2 hostas that are directly across from each other, and like mice run across. I mean, I can see it. It's like so fast. So like I don't know if you have that like where you live, like mice that run like across like a little like a sidewalk, but like they run so fast. It's like I can hardly even like, I'm like, oh, that was a mouse. And they're real little and small, you know, they're not doing anybody any harm. I did see one though, like I was like going to get the mail or something, and there was like one that came like around from this bush that our neighbors have. They have like a rose bush, and it came from like the rose bush and like went underneath like the ceiling of the garage door. And it was like, we have mice in our garage. Like I've never seen a mouse in our garage. Now we have had mice in our house before. I saw a mouse downstairs in the basement. It was on top of a suitcase. I was like down there just like looking around for stuff. This was several years ago, and I like looked down and I was like, do you ever like look at something and you look at it and you don't think, it's like you don't know what you see? I like looked at it and I was like I was like, oh my god, it's a mouse. And the mouse was like, ah! No, it wasn't like that. It wasn't. Kind of, but not really. But anyway, reminds me of my friend and their story about the hot dog that stood up and said hello in the closet, but that's for another day. Anyway, but it like ran off, right? And then I feel like we had like a family of mice for a while, and then like in a bag of like dog food that we hadn't used in a really long time. This was like after we like switched the dogs to wet food, and we had the like the bag rolled up and like pinned. Like I went to go throw it away. Is this how it happened? I can't remember, but there was a baby mouse in there, and that really upset me. But other than that, like we haven't like really, we never really see like rodents around here and stuff like that. And I think part of it is having like a dog, you know. I mean, bugs, you get bugs in your house, and we actually had ants in the kitchen. This was, God, probably 7, 8 years ago, and we have never had them since then. It was just like one summer we had ants. Like I said, I'm kind of surprised I don't ever see like daddy long legs and stuff. Like when I was growing up as a kid, like we had those around the house all the time. inside the house, outside the house, we constantly had daddy long legs and other kinds of bugs. I mean, I have my wasp friend, but other than that, you know. All right, you guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna render this so that I can hopefully get this up before we leave tonight, or at least it'll be ready to go for when I come home. And or I hope it will be. And so anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, reach out to somebody, anybody, and let them know how much they mean to you. It could really change their day and make them feel wanted and heard and seen and validated and maybe just loved, you know. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out on the front porch with me. This was really fun. I had a good time today just telling stories and laughing and stuff. And so, yeah, it's been a good day. And I will see you here tomorrow. Same place, same time. I love you, and I will see you then. Bye. Love you. And for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.